So Arsenal won, Manchester City won, 4-1 on penalties. Aaron Ramsdale with a save back-to-back in 2 penalty shootouts. A day out at Wembley for Happy Kenny Ken. And football's fully back, mate. How did that feel?
I'll tell you one thing, right? We were lucky. There's no doubt about it. Man City were better than us in every department. They passed the ball better, and the goal was a mistake because I think Kieran Tierney was caught cold. High got turned, and then Cole Palmer, scored a brilliant goal. And we all thought it was over. Some fans, a lot of Arsenal fans still stayed, but a few left. But it was a case where Man City was seeing the game out, and then with just after a clash of heads, like City must have switched off, Walker switched off, and then we got a very, very, very good goal from from Trossard, albeit a deflection off I think it was a Kanji, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But as I said before, this is a situation where we've played better and got absolutely beaten quite comfortably by City. But this time, it was a case where we just dug in. We dug in. The first half, I thought City were fantastic. They kept the ball better. Their movement was fantastic. Most importantly as well, is that they were blunt in our attacks. I thought Kai Havertz kind of struggled, in that sort of, like I said, up top role. I thought, if anyone, the player that impressed more than ever was Yuri Timber. I mean, he's not a left back, but he made Man City, like I said, check in a lot because it was a case like, all right, he's not a natural left back, but he wasn't a situation where he could be overlapped. He was reading the game. It was fantastic today.
Mate, he was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And for me watching it, obviously you were live, you see the bigger picture. For me watching it, I thought that it was a very bitty game, and that's what you have to do against Man City. You're not going to go toe-to-toe with them, even if they're not fully on it. Yeah, and I thought you could tell it was a pre-season curtain raiser. Both teams were very sloppy at times. Both teams at times had a little bit of, nice play. Yeah, but at the same time, there was some subpar performers on the pitch today. Yeah, I thought Saka and Martinelli at times were anonymous pretty much most of the way through the game. I didn't see Odegaard, but we didn't see Bernardo get on the ball for them really. We didn't see Haaland at all, and then he got subbed. So bit of a muchness for both teams.
I fully agree with you on that because I think if you look at it, there was a situation where the game was very, very condensed within the 2 midfields. If you look at the Partey and Declan Rice had to try and create width on the left from where Martinelli was forced inside because of Timber. And I think the other side is that because Man City had a lot of possession of the ball. It's very hard to get Saka into the game, particularly in the second half. And I think that's where we kind of like struggle a bit. But again, it's one of those things where if against good teams, and we're a good team. If you go a goal up, you either see it out or try and cement it and try and get maybe a second or a third because good teams will get a chance eventually. We got a corner routine, cross comes out, and Trossard, gets a fortuitous goal. But it's one of those things where, if you look at the ferocity of celebrations when Man City scored, you saw Pep. He was going absolutely, berserk because this kind of meant a lot. And you look at the situation with, Mick Arteta as well. Mick Arteta was celebrating. He's got his kids on the pitch as well. So as much as we like to say it's a pre-season game, mentality-wise, I think it meant a lot. The shield is not the prize. The prize was actually the win and the kind of
yeah, because listen, Mikel Arteta has beaten Man City as an Arsenal manager at Wembley before, obviously en route to winning the FA Cup. Yeah, and we've also seen us get absolutely annihilated in the league under Mikel Arteta and previous managers against Man City. So today, it was nice that we beat them, but at the same time, I want to ask you, right? Because for me personally watching that game, it didn't teach me anything that I didn't already really know. Yeah, we already know Thomas Partey's our best player. Yeah, our most important player anyway. We already knew that Trossard will take pot shots. We already know Havertz ain't that good. He missed 2 great chances in the first half. We already know that Timber was the one thing for me. He was insane. And what wound me up was that he subbed him off. And literally a minute later, we conceded. And it was almost like, come on, Mikel, come on, you've not learned your lesson, mate. Why are you subbing your best player off?
I think there's a kind of a sad plot to following plot to this is that Kieran Tierney got a lot of abuse, a lot of criticism after that goal went in, to the extent that people will question his tenure in the team, questioning why other clubs haven't built him. So he got a bit of a bird as well. But yeah, the substitution definitely got criticised by regarding Mikel Arteta. You know what I mean?
When you actually look back here, when you get home or sit on the when you're on the bus, when you're on your way home, right? Yeah. Go and have a look at the goal again. Listen, Tierney was shocking for that, yeah. Right, but having said that, that was not top bins, and Gabriel Magalhaes was doing the splits, yeah. In front, and he was 6'3" down to 4'11". Same with the goalkeeper. All three of them are at fault. Tierney's hardly played a game. I'm not taking any blame off of him because he was at fault. He was stupid for what he did. But when you look at how many minutes he's played in the last 12 months, he's now seen Timber and Tomiyasu take his place, Zinchenko take his place. He's coming on to a game against Man City at Wembley, going into the last 10, 15 minutes of a game, and you're coming into that intensity and you have to beat him. The one thing I will say, is his then substitutions after that. He brought Trossard on, he brought Eddie on, and Eddie, the amount of times I said in stoppage time, right, it got to like 100 minutes, and I was like, why is there no one in the picture other than Eddie up front? Nobody was bombing forward. Where's the charge of the arrows? But then we get Trossard, hot shot, goal, you have to take a shot, and none of our players really did that in that game. And that's why I thought Trossard should have started. Kai Havertz showed me exactly why I don't rate him. Very lackadaisical, very slow, very feeling sorry for himself. He don't use his size or his. It's not massive, but win a header, mate. Do something. Run down the channel. But I want to ask you this. Obviously we did win it. The penalties were superb, by the way. Fabio Vieira's penalty was a joke. And I looked at his face and I was like, this guy never looks confident about anything he's doing. And we win it, and the scenes were mad. What's your expectation for Arsenal this season? What do you hope? And what do you expect? So give me both. What do you expect from Arsenal? But what do you see happening?
Well, it's a case of expect. You've got to change that from. Hey, dude, you all right, mate? You got to say from expected demands. I demand us that we challenge for the title, because with the money we spent, you have to challenge for the title. It's kind of how to say it, what's that word where it's a kind of a command word, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things that it's not negotiable. You can't negotiate. It's not for negotiation. We've got to challenge for that title. Trophy has to be done, because simple reason is that when you spend big, you're obligated. But even so, when you spend a lot of money like we have, you're obligated to win trophies and go for every competition, because there was a lot of players who couldn't get on the pitch. We've got a better squad and quite a more sizable squad with quality. So in that respect, players that you rotate are going to be good enough to play in the first team. So in that case, you have to go for trophies. On that performance, it's not going to say, oh yeah, we're going to win the league. But it's one of those things where you're not always going to play well, but you've got to find a way to win. And I think that's what Arsenal have to learn. Maybe if it was like a proper cup game, would it be like that? If it was extra time where we got back into it, who knows? But you've got to do what you've got to do. You know what I mean? And I think that's where Arsenal got to do it. But I feel in terms of where I think it's got to go, well, it's simple. We don't win a trophy, then questions need to be asked, and maybe decisions have to be made and changes have to be made, because as I was saying before the match, a manager can't be unlucky 3 times. Unlucky when we didn't get the top 4. Unlucky when we didn't win the league. If we don't win this season, 3 times unlucky means replacing the manager, and I think that's something that you got to say. And obviously, it's probably not the right context after a game that we won, but you have to be realistic now. If we're acting like a big club, then we have to have big club expectations. If we've got big club expectations, then trophies have to follow. If you can't meet the expectations, then as the manager is being ruthless in terms of trying to get Raya in over Ramsdale and obviously dispensing the services of Kieran Tierney, then we have to be ruthless for the manager as well if he doesn't deliver trophies. It works both ways. It's a dog-eat-dog world in football, and I can categorically say that the standards that Mikel Arteta expects for his players, we expect from him as manager.
Oh, 100%. You just took the words out of my mouth. Listen, the one thing we've always said about this manager, he actually cares. Yeah, and he does want to win. Yeah, which is why he doubted himself in the summer and thought about quitting. Yeah, because he thought he'd failed, and he did fail. Yeah, but now it's time to deliver, my friend. But listen, Kenny, sounds rowdy where you are, man. Stay safe. Yeah, stay well. Get home safe.
Podcast tomorrow.
Come on, podcast tomorrow, baby. Get home safe.
Getties.
Love you, man.
Speak soon. Love you too. Speak you later.
It's back.
Get in. Come on, you gunners.
Love you, man.
Yeah.
Take care.